The chapel represents the soul of everything we do at St. Dominic's. Our faith influences every decision we make and every interaction we have with each other, our patients, and our partners in the community.
The chapel is a quiet place of sacred refuge for employees, patients, and families. It will provide a peaceful setting to pray, to mourn, or to be free from many of life's distractions.
Every great institution has a heart. The heart of St. Dominic's ministry is our chapel. And we're going to move our chapel, and there will be a heart transplant over on Lakeland Drive to the North Campus. So if you're looking for a place to meditate, to think, to pray, you're going to love our new chapel.
The new chapel, situated at the most prominent position in the St. Dominic's Medical Campus, will be an icon that will give appropriate symbolic presence to the purpose and mission of St. Dominic's. As Sister Dorothea said, what the chapel stands for is the reason we are here. The architecture of the chapel was inspired by the simplicity of early Christian Greek cross-plan churches and the enfolding visual tradition of the later Baroque churches of Rome. The blending of these two architectural traditions echo the Greek cross and Roman cross symbols that are part of St. Dominic's corporate logo. The ground on which the chapel is sited will be raised to form a landscaped plinth, elevating the chapel above the surrounding walks and drives, but it will remain accessible from the north or main entrance side, and also from the west handicapped entrance side. The altar will be in the traditional position east of the nave, with the sacristy behind the altar. Only sacred functions will be located in the chapel. The support functions are separated in two support buildings that form an entrance courtyard on the north side, culminating in two curved granite staircases that lead to the chapel entrances. The pavilion on the west side will serve as a reception foyer and will be furnished to serve beverages and light snacks, while the pavilion on the east includes a comfortable space for individual counseling and pastoral care. The chapel at St. Dominic's will have a gold leaf-covered orb and cross that tops the tower and is the crowning piece of the overall architectural composition. Historically, the orb and cross has been widely recognized as one of the oldest symbols in Christendom. It symbolizes the victory of Christ's salvific role of breaking into human history and being among us on earth over the self-guided initiatives of the secular world. Hence it is known as the triumphant cross, a fitting symbol for St. Dominic's Hospital. It will be floodlighted at night and shine like a beacon of hope for the surrounding Jackson community. Entrance to the chapel will be obtained through vestibules completely surrounded by colored glass located at the corners of the cross. The 1-inch thick glass bricks called Dalle de Verre were chosen for their acoustical mass, richness of color saturation, and handcrafted quality. Formed by pouring molten glass into molds, each brick is unique in color and texture. Like walking into a kaleidoscope, these glass chambers full of colored light will have a cathartic effect and function as threshold spaces separating the hectic outside world from the sanctuary of the chapel. This theme of light and grace is repeated in the tower of the chapel with additional Dalle de Verre windows that will cast soft colored light on white walls above the main chapel area. The interior spaces of the chapel will be austere and finished with a carefully selected palette of materials. Wall finishes will be multiple shades of white and act as blank canvases for the play of colored light revealed upon striking the interior surfaces of the chapel. Soft, diffused light will enter through clear stories located above the three arms of the nave. A three-sided skylight above the sacristy will allow direct light into that sacred room. The The chapel floors will be patterned black and white marble with white slab marble edging in the nave and a rubble made of white marble on the sacristy floor. The altar wall will extend full height from floor to ceiling behind the crucifix, the focal point of the nave. Above the altar wall are two small skylights that will allow the only direct sunlight into the nave. At certain times of day, sunlight will strike the surface of the glass tile on the altar wall in such a way that it will appear to shimmer behind the crucifix. This visual effect will be a dramatic contrast to the darker wood crucifix, which will, at times, appear to float in air in front of the wall. The ethereal, shimmering quality of the wall is an appropriate backdrop for the crucifix, and as a combined composition should be conducive to meditation, reflection, and prayer in this light-filled sacred space. Having a strong preference for the purity and beauty of the unmediated human voice, an acoustical consultant has provided finished selections and materials to enable viva voce readings and chanting of prayers without use of electronic amplification. A concealed sound reinforcement system is incorporated for those occasions when a large number of people are in attendance. Sensitive to making the most efficient use of current resources, many of the furnishings, including the altar, pews, ambo, crucifix, tabernacle, and the 14 stations of the cross, will be reclaimed from the current chapel and refurbished for the new building. A lighting consultant has assisted with a selection of light fixture types and locations to provide dramatic and effective lighting scenes both inside the chapel and out. The skylight over the sacristy will be gold anodized aluminum, topped by an orb and cross, and will also be illuminated, as will the stained glass. The bronze statue of St. Dominic that currently graces the lobby of the east wing will be moved to a cast stone pedestal in the entrance courtyard, and it will be illuminated at night. Day or night, the chapel will have an abiding and dramatic spiritual presence in a prominent public location.
This chapel is more than a place for patient families to pray and meditate. It is a real physical representation of our greatest inspiration and deserves our commitment.